Hi, Big Rick. Where are you?
I'm in Arizona.
Arizona? The ORP reading is so high down there. It'll clump your blood. Don't drink it, Big Rick.
Good call, Jaren.
Have an alkaline day. It's a healthy way. Hey, 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 have an alkaline day.
Every city had electron-hungry water. Where could all those electrons have gone?
Hey, maybe the mayors are stealing them.
Can you imagine if that was really true?
Yeah, Big Rick. I can.
I've made it.
Lots of water. Forget the Cokes. Almonds, avocados, and artichokes. Makes us all healthy folks. It's true, so very true. Lemons, grapefruits, don't forget the limes. Seeds and nuts are full of enzymes. Healthy greens will keep you in line.
Hey, Jaren, I'm in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas? Well, you know what they say.
Electrons that are stolen in Vegas, stay in Vegas.
Cut out the sugar if you want to lose weight. Dropping can be fun, and it feels great.
Fresh from the garden, you will thrive. Keeps you energetic and it keeps you alive. Enzyme-rich, low glycemic too. Hey, that's human rocket fuel. That's good for me and good for you. Have an alkaline day. It's the healthy way. Hey, 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 have an alkaline.
Hi, where are you?
I just left Dallas. I'm headed home.
Cool. Oh, and Rick, bring some scissors.
Hey, have an alkaline day.
I've been drinking electron-rich Jupiter water for a while now, Joe. I'll bet my pH is better than yours.
How can you prove it, Rick?
With this.
So what's that?
It's pH paper.
How's it work? And while you're at it, where's your restroom? This stuff's going right through me.
Take this piece of pH paper, put one end in your mouth, then moisten the other end.
You mean?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'll meet you back here in a flash.
Acidic water selected.
Mine's yellow. What does that mean?
Your body's 100 trillion cells are in an acid bath. Not good. I'm getting extra electrons from all the water and food I drink. That's good.
I don't care how blue your pH paper is, Rick. You're never going to win this race. I'm going to hit the trail. See you later.
Catch you later, Joe.
Okay.
Bobby Register, a very, very strong competitor here on Bike Peak. He was on the asphalt. He was wide open. Car 44, 2000-pound body on Sunfire. It goes through standing on it at 113 flat. Bobby Register, 113 flat. Okay, that's a very, very important number. The course covers 12.42 miles of winding road with 156 curves and an elevation climb of nearly 5,000 feet. Bobby Register just smoking through 16 miles. What a job Bobby Register did. I mean, there's a guy who knows the course, and he was really smoking as he came through our vantage point here at 16 miles. This year, over 160 competitors in cars, trucks, motorcycles will dare to battle the climb to the clouds and to see who really is king of the hill. Thousands of spectators and various media will watch intently. This is a super stock division. This is a great, very, very competitive division on Pikes Peak.
We've got some big news here. We are now just getting all of the times. It is appearing that Bobby Register has taken that division with a time of 11 minutes, 46 seconds, .754. Bobby is here.
Well, Jim, thanks. You know, I just have to give it all up to my family and my team. They just stood behind us and just worked so hard all week, you know, and good Lord got us up here. I'd just like to thank my wife, Becky, my son, Bobby, crew chief, all the guys, all the crew, Big Rick. Thanks so much, everybody.
Hey, you want to know the secret on how Bobby Register won the Pikes Peak Auto Hill Climb Championship? The real secret? Come here, come here. It wasn't the rear brakes or the car frame. It wasn't the tires.
Or the tidy shop.
The secret's right here. Show us, Becky.
Okay. Well, I have different kinds of peas, broccoli, different kinds of lettuce, kale.
Yes, yeah, Becky'd make me a salad, and I'd eat it on the way up the hill in the morning, and got to where I actually really enjoyed it.
Bruce had sweeter ideas.
Didn't miss my Krispy Kremes.
Bobby had a meal of these greens every morning before practice and before the race, and I think it helped. I think it made a difference.
I'll continue to use it in the future because, you know, we won the race, and any advantage you can get as an athlete, you certainly want to take it.
The alkaline vegetables that help conquer Pikes Peak. Bobby's rocket fuel for next year?
I think it's the fastest way to get him up the mountain driving that red-headed.
Happy Saturday, Martine. Sarah.
Looking good, Rick.
Yeah, really.
I've alkalized and lost 170 pounds. Got super fat eating acidic burgers and fries. Martine, what would it take to have an alkaline day after this meal?
Well, it would take 6 pounds of veggies.
That's huge!
And 3.5 gallons of antioxidant alkaline water.
3.5 gallons to balance out one soda? And how about chicken?
Well, check out these chicken stats, Rick.
Fried chicken helped me get fat.
Wow. That would be a lot of chicken.
In the past century, chicken consumption went up almost 600%.
Wow. That is a lot of chicken.
A recent Consumer Report study showed that most chicken harbored Campylobacter or Salmonella.
Ew, yuck.
That's nothing. In the same time frame, sugar intake rose 200%. That's over 150 pounds per person per year.
Chicken and sugar are really acidic. Most people are too.
So, Rick, how's it going with Dale?
It's a love-hate relationship. I love her, she hates me.
Really?
Well, I've dropped a ton, still no smooching.
Well, I might know just how to fix that.
Ah, yeah. Good dip, Martin. Hot towel, hot towel.
Thanks, girls.
Sure.
I think I'll call Dale.
Hell, I waited 2 years, lost all the weight. I even shaved.
It's never about your beard or your belly. I hate tie-dye. You're such a lousy dresser.
Oh.
I knew I'd be seeing you in the obituaries.
I'm not dead, Joe, but you're gonna be if you keep chomping on those.
What do you mean?
Come on, I'll show you. Joe, this wood is like our health. Every alkaline meal protects our well-being a bit, and every acidic meal strips a little away.
So?
So, here's what happens after 2,000 alkaline meals. We're really healthy, beautiful. And after 2,000 acidic meals, which would you rather be, acidic or alkaline?
Who cares? I mean, who cares?
Over-acidity is the foundation of all degenerative diseases, even cancer.
Cancer?
Cancer! Negative emotions in an overly acidic diet are the true cause of cancer.
No way, Rick, no way.
Cancer is not only prevalent in the U.S., but it is prevalent around the world.
Cancer is on a dramatic increase. The so-called war we have against cancer has been lost. It was lost the day we started the war with the bombs that we used.
Of course, cancer in a medical term or real world term, it is created by a lot of negative emotions and acidic diet.
Cancer comes about because our immune systems are so weakened today. And they're weakened because we're under a level of stress that no human in the past have ever been on.
Cancer grows in an acid environment. Most diseases do.
Tissue becomes acidic. It becomes cancerous. It becomes degenerative, which is the 7th level of acidosis.
Every day we ate fruit. We'd make a big fruit salad every day, have all the fruits that were available at the grocery store.
We also look at the consumption of animal foods. Meat is notorious in creating cancer. There's been study after study globally that tell us this. In this country, a lot of that has been squelched by the meat and dairy industry.
The common thread in all cancerous cases is acid, whether it's coming from the environment, whether it's coming from our diet, or whether it's coming from metabolism.
We would basically do a potato every day, usually mashed potatoes or baked potatoes.
Can cells thrive in an acidic environment?
I thought I was a very healthy person, and for years I was. I mean, all I've done is ride my bike everywhere, walk everywhere.
And everything we eat, everything we drink, everything that we engage in our activities, our thoughts, have an impact, either in a positive or negative way, in our internal environment.
Then I had an x-ray, found out there were fungus spots in my lungs. Then I went to get an eye exam, and they dilated my eye and took pictures and found an ocular melanoma.
If you're storing acid in the breast, that leads to breast cancer. If you store acid in the brain, that leads to brain cancer.
How can this be happening? How can I be having cancer on top of all this when I'm a healthy person?
So very simply, cancer is acid and acid is cancer. You can't separate the two. If you have a cancerous place in your body, okay, you have cells or tissue that is spoiling, and they're fermenting, they're rotting. You have a place in the body that's changing.
I can't buy it.
Nobel Prize winner Otto Warburg proved last century that a cancer cell is just a healthy cell that's fermented. Any cell can become a cancer cell when it switches from oxygen for respiration to sugar for respiration.
And yes, as Otto Warburg said, that's an oxygen-deprived environment because the respiration has changed from oxidation to fermentation. And so there's pools of acid there.
Not one doctor talked to me about acid-alkaline ratios in anything. Not when I had my lungs x-rayed, the radiologist never said it. Not when I went to my allergy specialist for my asthma, he never talked about it. Not when I had my cancer in my eye, the oncologist never talked about it. Never did I hear a medical doctor from any of the specialized fields that I went to talk about acid alkaline.
Rick, well, doctors have been finding cancer in genes all the time. It just can't be that simple.
There's no malfunction in the DNA. The intelligence is still there. It's just adapting and changing to the new environment.
Cancer is simple. If you put water in the tank of your car and it doesn't run, was it the designer's fault? No. Well, there's nothing wrong with our genes either. We're soaking in of an overly acidic diet and the emotional stress that's around us. Cancer only exists in an acidic environment. Cancer only exists in an acidic environment. Joe, cancer only exists in an acidic environment.
So if someone eats alkaline all the time, they can cure cancer?
If you eat 100% the way I'm suggesting and have the purest diet in the world, does that mean you're alkaline enough and you can't get cancer? Obviously not. There's lots of factors. How about if your wife walks home one day and leaves you after 30 years? How about if you find out your child's on drugs? I'm faced with real living people every day that I see cancer developed in this way.
Your mental state is so critical because your mental state, in many ways, if it's negative, can actually create more acids than the food that you're eating.
Cancer has a multitude of contributing factors. Anyone that would say diet alone is going to heal cancer doesn't have a clue. Anyone that says that your mind alone is going to eradicate cancer doesn't have a clue. But what I will say is that contributing factors from all of these camps are what make cancer.
Negative emotions can contribute 2 to 3 times more acidity than the actual food itself, the acidic foods.
Anger creates an acid condition that's serious. And in my experience, it's so often the bottom line cause of cancer.
If you are believing that everything is on your shoulders, that your life is a burden, that you have no outlet, that you're not part of a larger whole, a universal whole, if you don't have faith, if you don't have a religious community behind you, if you don't have one or all of the above I just addressed, do you think that that doesn't have an impact on you developing cells that we eventually call cancer? Of course it does.
If you're eating an alkaline diet and you're overwhelmed with emotions, thank God that you're eating an alkaline diet or you'd be dead. Your emotions will kill you.
Negative emotions are acidic too, Joe. If you can eat a 100% alkaline diet and still be acidic from your feelings, our negative emotions can change the physical shape of our body's water.
Well, depend on negative.
How much a negative feeling or thought can affect a person's health really depends on how the depth of that negative feeling or emotion, where it came from, how much there are, and to what degree.
The negative emotions of anger, of resentment, of fear, probably the most powerful of all the emotions, is fear. So devastating to the body, regardless, even if you're on an alkaline diet and you're living in a state of fear, you can't seem to get your body back into balance.
A woman who came to us with stage 4 lymphoma and completely remissed the disease and was totally in remission for 2 years. He saw her on a Thursday. On Saturday afternoon, the husband came home and left the wife for a younger woman. On Tuesday, he checked her again. The cancer was rampant throughout her body. And when you see these types of things, you see the power of the emotions.
So what should someone do that has cancer?
See, the cure for cancer is not in its treatment. The cure for cancer is in its prevention. And the way to prevent a cancerous state can only be found in an alkalizing and energizing lifestyle.
If you can keep your body in an alkaline state, you can't get cancer.
The first thing anyone should do that has cancer in their family or in their body, the first thing they should do is cut off the acid, because they don't really have cancer. They have the result of too much acid in their body.
The key to keeping a cell healthy is to maintain its environment. And to maintain its environment and to keep a healthy cell, the pH has to be at 7.365. There's a lot of people out there in a cancerous state because they're lonely. They're sad. These are real emotions that have to be dealt with. There are people in a cancer state that are angry, that are mad. Those emotions have to be dealt with if one is going to recover from a cancerous state.
Anger, for example, just that one thing, anger, because it's so popular, that has to be healed, or they'll keep making cancer cells.
I would say to every individual in the conquest of cancer, number one, find a sane person to help you on a psychological level.
And so emotions are very, very powerful, particularly for someone who's in a cancer state, and they have to be dealt with if one is to overcome this particular state.
When a person has a serious disease like cancer, they need to have every part of themselves nurtured, not just their physical body.
Positive emotions, the positive emotion of love, the positive emotion of peace, the positive emotion of hope, the positive emotion of faith, the positive emotion of forgiveness. These types of emotions can be alkalizing.
You know, I couldn't understand. I was so misled. And no doctor ever mentioned this to me, ever. No nutritionist, no lecture I went to on nutrition and wellness, no show on TV where any famous guru was interviewed. No one has ever mentioned it to me except Rick, and when he handed me Dr. Young's book. And it wiped out every aging issue I had.
Okay, one of the most important things that anyone in a cancer state should do is change the water they're drinking. The second most important thing that one can do is eliminate all the acidic contributor factors to their lifestyle and diet. All protein has to be eliminated if you want to recover from a cancerous state.
My oncologist told me that my cells had regenerated and gone back to such a perfect state that he had never witnessed them going back to such a perfect state. And everything changed. I mean, quickly, not slowly. It's like I didn't put anything in my mouth but alkalized water and raw green veggies, and everything in my health completely went back to a normal state.
The third thing that has to be done is you have to begin putting grasses and green foods into your diet.
It wasn't just my cells that got healthy in 1 month, but it was everything. My asthma went away. I lost from 140 down to 102, which is what I weighed in college in 1 month. A pound came off a day.
The fourth thing that one has to do is you're going to have to eat liberal amounts of good oils, because fats will absorb the acidity that's being spewed out from these fermented cells, these cancerous cells. It will help to buffer and alkalize the body too as well. These are probably the four most important things that one has to do.
And I was totally cancer-free on my PET scan, my CAT scan, and from my eye, from my oncologist looking in my eye.
You know, and how do we put more love back into our lives? How do we put more acceptance? How do we put more conviction and hope and peace? We can do that, you know, by moving more to an alkalized, energized lifestyle, because I truly believe when you start feeling better, you then begin to have the capacity to start thinking better.
I have no worry about the future because I have taken control of my own health and my own life by just simply understanding acid and alkaline. And so there's no reason to worry about cancer, whether it runs in your family or whether you've been diagnosed. You get rid of the acid, you get rid of what the acid causes, which is the cancer.
Cancer is not going to go away until we raise ourselves and become human again. Living at a subhuman level, cancer is an indicative reason we have to change. It's a messenger that comes to us from the very darkest places of our own incompetence. It's one that tells us that our bodies are going to fight against us and go against us until we start to support our bodies, which happen to include our mind.
I'd like to dedicate this entire film and effort to my long-term friend, Joe Belis, who succumbed to cancer. Weight loss is my challenge, but cancer is my passion. If I can stop the suffering of one person, one family from cancer, that is my greatest wish. I love you, Joe. It's time to stop all the needless suffering from cancer. Tell everyone you've heard of with cancer to alkalize, alkalize, alkalize.
You're nuts.
So, the only time the truth on cancer is going to grow is when a nut like me holds its ground.
I'll see you at the race, nutcase.
If you see these marks, on trail. On! These marks, false trail.
Are we ready to hash?
All I'm going to see is your obituary in the paper.
A little friendly bet helped keep me focused. Go!
Looks like you're parked here, Lard Belly.
The curvature has improved by 17 degrees.
Fat chance, fat boy.
Looks like you got some good sleep, Rick.
Take a whiff.
All right.
I had many setbacks and plateaus, but I never gave up, no matter what.